Everyone to the March 26th meeting of the OCPC Finance Committee. So now being 5:45, I'll call the meeting to order. I need to read my accessibility statement.
Megan can roll down.
Sorry, I apologize.
No worries. I actually had it pulled up and then when you launched it.
You can see my screen?
Yeah,
okay,
perfect.
All right,
okay.
All right.
All right. So this meeting is accessible to people with disabilities. Microphones or telephones will be used by all speakers. Large print materials are available upon request. If you'd like either of these accommodations, please contact Mary Waldron at 508-583-1833. The Notice of Non-Discrimination Rights and Protections to Beneficiaries with regard to the Title VI Non-Discrimination Protections in the State Non-Discrimination Protections is posted in this meeting room and is available on the Old Colony Planning Council website. Please contact Mary Waldron at 508-583-1833 for more information. All right. So Mary, how about roll call?
Yes. Treasurer Christine Joy.
Present.
Yolanda Spinola.
Present.
Stephen Santasonio.
Present.
Frank Staffier.
Present.
Sandra Wright.
Present.
And for staff, we have Charlie Kilmer, myself, Megan Fournier, and Brenda Rosen. Thanks,
Beautiful.
Brenda.
Oh, good.
So is Brenda on?
She is.
Yep.
Excellent.
She's just muted right now, so.
Okay. All right. So in the packet, we received the February meeting minutes from our Finance Committee meeting. I'd like to entertain a motion to accept those as printed. Does someone want to make
a motion? I'll make a motion.
All right, so we've got a motion, Sandy, to accept the February meeting minutes. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second from Frank. Thank you very much. Okay, motion and a second. Mary, could you do a roll call vote for acceptance of the February meeting minutes?
Yes, Christine Joy.
Accept.
Yolanda Spinola.
Accept.
Stephen Santasonio.
I have to abstain. I wasn't here for last meeting.
Thank you, Stephen. Frank Staffier.
Accept.
And Sandra Wright.
Accept.
Great. Thank you, Mary. All right. Is Brenda ready to roll with the February financials?
I am.
Yeah.
Can everyone hear me?
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
perfect.
Okay. All right. So reports for February, financial reports. At the end of February, we had a positive financial standing showing a 7.38% budget surplus. Statement of expenditures report shows total expenses for the month at $194,532.89. Cash position report shows income for the month at $803,191.62. Disbursements for the month were $544,863.53. The total cash available at month's end was $2,265,944.90. The OPEB account had a gain of $22,947.26, bringing the ending balance in the OPEB account to $1,112,430.30. Budget resources report. Cash receipts being $803,191.62 brings the total year-to-date receipts to $3,818,173.73. The AAA report. Outstanding balance for AAA pass-through programs was $16,187.18. Outstanding balance for AAA admin and ombudsman program was $52,464.43, bringing the total outstanding balance for all AAA programs to $68,651.61. Voluntary transportation account beginning balance was $166,477.80. Restricted fund payments to volunteers were a total of $920.76. Donations received were a total of $333.56, bringing the ending balance in the fund to $165,890.60. ROM statement and activity. Balance at the beginning of the month was $167,526.84. Receipts were $8,350, bringing the total receipts to $66,800. Expenses were $12,528.05, bringing the total expenses to $80,767.88. The ending statement balance was $163,908.51. Budget reports. The spent to date percentage at the end of the month was 59.34%. The ideal percentage in the 8th month of the fiscal year would be 66.72%. So at month's end, we had a 7.38% surplus. On page 1, expenditures at the end of the month were a total of $1,727,343. Budgeted funds remaining at the end of the month were a total of $1,183,546. On page 2, projected grant income at the end of the month was $2,910,889. On page 3, there are no changes on page 3. Projected pass-through income remains at $1,719,329. And then lastly is the list of combined accounts payables and cash transfers for the month. And that's the end of the financial report for February.
Any questions on the financial report for Brenda?
Seeing none, Madam Chairman, I'll make a motion that we accept the
Financial.
financial report. I'm sorry.
No, thank you, Frank. All right, so we've got a motion from Frank to accept and recommend the February financials to the full council. Do we have a second?
I'll
I'll
second that.
second that.
I'm sorry.
All
go
right,
ahead.
so we had two. We had Stephen and
Uh-huh.
Sandy seconding. So we've got a motion, and a second to accept and recommend the financial report, Brenda, presented for February to the full council. Mary, could we have a roll call vote?
I will, and I just want to recognize Becky Coletta has joined us, and then Noreen O'Toole. So Christine Joy,
Present, or accept, I'm sorry.
thank you. Yolanda Spinola,
Accept.
Stephen Santisonio,
Accept.
Frank Staffier,
Accept.
Becky Coletta,
Accept.
Sandra Wright,
Accept.
Noreen O'Toole, and also Val Massart has joined us as well.
Accept.
Great, thank you all very much. All right, so we are on to the FY 2025 proposed budget. Brenda, are you taking the lead on that one too?
Yes, ma'am. Oh, do we have the budget to share?
No,
Mary?
this is the, Brenda, this is the FY 2025 budget, proposed budget.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes,
You
okay,
were-
okay. I wasn't sure if we were sharing the one that I had sent out. Okay. This is the first projection of the FY 25 budget. This is a very early projection. The numbers will change based on items such as, on the income side, there are new grants on the horizon, not yet official, which will increase the FY 25 income. On the expense side, the salary projections and all connected salary-based items such as fringe, taxes, and payroll service charges are based on merit increases being 3% across the board, and includes an $85,000 salary amount for the hopeful addition of a new hire for the transportation department. The merit increases may increase to some extent after all employee evaluations have taken place and after salary negotiations have occurred upon finding and hiring a new transportation employee. Most merit increases will fall between 3% and 5%. The timing for the addition of a new hire for the transportation department is not currently known, and all other expense areas are based on historical data and known changes to come. And that's what I have so far.
And if I could just add, Brenda and I chatted this morning as well. The idea is that outside of, as she noted, salary merit increases, our goal is to remain same budget as this year. We are evaluating capital, so all of the managers have been asked for their request, their wish list for their capital needs, whether that's new software, And again, we've been doing a capital, IT, has been, looking at, it's been already 4 years for COVID and we all had new laptops. So, we're looking at the status of that. So we're still in preliminary, but the idea is to try to stay on budget for all of our items. And the only one that is, at this point is, as again, Brenda indicated, to stay between the 3% and 5% salary merit increases. So, that is just a narrative. We don't have a full budget, but by the April budget, we should have something for you to see in writing.
Becky, you have a question?
Yeah, just in terms of what I'm seeing elsewhere, how do we stand in terms of benefits and insurance premiums and our share of that? Has that gone up for next year?
The increases, the last increases were fairly minimal. And we haven't, the insurance bills come at strange times during the year. So let me get back to you on that, Becky. Let me, I'll send you an email showing the trend of last year versus the last policies versus the current policies. Okay.
And is health insurance already baked in for the year?
Health insurance increases have not yet. We get those soon.
Okay.
Our open enrollment just began, so we don't know what those there will be increases, no doubt about it. Just don't know what those are yet, but they're usually fairly minimal, but we'll see.
All right. Thanks, Brenda.
You're welcome.
Any more questions for Brenda or Mary on this preliminary budget discussion?
And
No.
as soon as we solidify that, we'll get that, that FY25 proposed budget. So again, process again that we went through with the fiscal policy is, we're giving you the overview now, the direction, kind of status quo. We're looking where the workforce is. Then we're going to give in April, again, another preliminary, but that's, deeper questions. We'll get some answers as Becky just brought up about insurance and maybe if there's anything else. Then we'll have it looking again for May will be our much more final, we'll have our evaluations done by then. And that May budget that we will have will be pretty solidified. So then we will just have one more meeting that will be the end of the year, that annual meeting that we hold, that the final budget before the new fiscal year starts. So that's the process that we'll go from here.
Great. Thank you, Mary and Brenda, both for that discussion. Why don't we move on to the OPEB trust update?
Yeah,
And Mary's taking that one.
I am going to take this one, and I'm not really sure we have much on it for today, which I know we have it on for tomorrow as an action item. So it really doesn't have a fiscal impact. But that as it was for those that attended the retreat, we do have the names, we have a ballot. It's Sean Noel is the employee ballot. And then for the retirees, it's Pat Chiamella. And then the 3 appointees for the OPEB trust is Charlie Kilmer, Stephen Santasonio, I believe, right? And Becky, I forgot the third.
Yes. I
Me.
forgot the third too.
Christine.
Thank you, Christine.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Sorry.
Christine Joy.
So the
Very
finance,
happily, Christine Joy.
the finance committee does not need to take any action, but that's just the update, and that tomorrow's council meeting will be to accept just as a whole, so it can be formally accepted at the council meeting. And that's it.
Great. Thank you, Mary, very much. All right. So we've had a quick meeting tonight, folks. Our next meeting is April 23rd. So we've got a full council meeting tomorrow. Hopefully everyone can make it. And that's at 6 o'clock, correct?
Yes, 6 o'clock.
Okay, very good.
What about
All
the
right.
5:45? Does the 5:45 the OPEB? I'm not naming
Five,
the
Oh, sorry.
that's
the
right.
5 is the nominating
No, wrong.
ROM.
Yeah,
I think
committee.
it's
Okay,
nominating,
yeah, so
right?
yeah, around
Yes,
5:45,
Frank will
followed
be,
by the full council.
Frank will be chairing that. Thank you very much, Stephen.
Excellent. Thank you,
Yeah.
Stephen.
And Madam Treasurer, if I could, just before you leave, and I know before you take a formal vote, so just some quick, just housekeeping. So as you saw, we moved to a webinar format. My understanding is some of you received an invite where you can automatically, you don't need to be let in. But I know that there was a couple folks that had some issues, and we'll try to make sure we get those worked out for tomorrow.
Great. Thank you, Mary. Yeah, it was pretty seamless for me, so.
Good. Was there
Yeah, thank
anybody else
you.
that had issues?
Yeah, I did, but
And Sandy, and I think Noreen did too.
Yes, Val did too.
Val did too. Thanks, Val. Okay, we'll work on we'll work on that, and then we'll also just circle back to, we have more than a quorum, so I just wanted to, Megan, did you want to say anything on that?
No, I was just gonna say if any, like, as Mary said, I'll look into it, but also if anyone wants to do a call, just see if it's just something as simple as a walkthrough, then that's also fine. I'm free all day tomorrow, so
okay,
just let me know.
great.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. All right, do we
Thank
have a
you.
motion to adjourn?
I'll make that
Motion so
motion.
moved.
All
Second.
right, Sandy, and a second by Stephen. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, I'll see you all tomorrow
Thank
night.
you.
Have a
Bye.
great
Thank
evening.
you.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
night.
Thanks for
Bye-bye.
coming.
Bye-bye.